evening, everybody. Welcome back to the 22 Panels Heavy Metal Book Club. I am joined by writer extraordinary Dillon Gilbertson and my brother Peter and my friend Matt. Dillon's the cool one, so we gotta. Dillon, you
Oh
got
my
any?
God. If I'm the
You
cool one, we're all in trouble.
well, I know that. Your Kickstarter's over. Do you have anything you want to plug? Any way for people to give you money?
Oh man, you can just Venmo me. It's dead
I
at
mean,
Dylan
Peter's
Gilbertson.
the one without a job right now. So, Peter, do you want to set up a Venmo and we can just put up
I
the.
mean, I have a Venmo, so
So, do you want to share the address?
sure, I'll go get that information and send it over to you, and my people will talk to your people, and we'll figure it out.
There we go. The old people work around.
Okay. So, Heavy Metal number 8 from November of 1977. So, uh, what? 6 months after Star Wars.
Nice.
Because everybody knows that's when you're supposed to start counting time.
Yeah,
When Star Wars debuted?
A
Okay, fair enough.
ASW and BSW.
Right. I mean, give it another 50 years and we'll redo all of the calendars.
Mm-hmm.
The hell with this common era and before common era. It's before Star Wars and after Star Wars.
Is that like the Mayan calendar ended on 2012, and a lot of people were saying that the reason, like, everyone was like, that's because the world ends in 2012. But then a lot of people were like, no, that's just when they stopped making the calendar, so calm down.
Pretty much.
But in this terms, it's like the world ends after episode 3 came out, because everybody knew that it was coming, but like nobody knew what comes after it, and so everyone just thought it would end after that. But no, it continues on.
Yeah, yeah.
So three,
I mean, are we talking episode 3 or episode 6?
We're talking 4, 5, and 6.
No, episode 1, 2, and 3. Because like when he changed it to be 4, 5, and 6, then everyone's like, "Oh, there's a future. Like that means 1, 2, and 3 are coming out." And then Revenge of the Jet, not
Well,
Revenge
but
of the
he
Jedi
changed it to be 4, 5, and 6.
Right. I'm talking about the prequels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're right. When 1, 2, and 3 had come out, Star Wars theoretically was done for a while, except that we knew that it would be. I mean, I guess we didn't know there'd be more film.
There's always more films,
I
I guess.
mean, I feel like a lot of people talked about how there was like a sequel series, but like,
Well, I mean, he had at one point planned 9, but then he said when he was done with 1, 2, and 3 that he was done. And there was a lot of debate over whether or not he'd ever decide to let somebody else do it.
well,
But there
hey,
were always going to be books and comics,
for sure.
you know.
I was gonna say, at least I can say that if it wasn't for that first episode of Star Wars, we would never have a Star Wars burlesque show.
It's true.
Merry
Did you go to
Christmas,
that in
everyone.
Chicago, or is there one in Portland too?
I went to that here in Portland, and actually, the second time I saw it, I went to it in Seattle back in July too.
So there are multiple cities of the Star Wars burlesque show.
Yeah, it's actually like the same shit. Like it has the
Same
same
show,
MC.
different actors.
It have a lot of same actors too.
Well, I know that there's like a long running one in Chicago, so
There you go.
I'm pretty certain that, I mean, unless they're like, okay, we're in Chicago on Friday nights, and then we fly to Portland for Saturday.
I have no idea about the one in Chicago. I just know
Yeah.
that the one that I saw has been at least touring the West Coast. So
Gotcha. So, what did we think of our first basic thoughts on Heavy Metal number 8?
It's a great issue.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah. All in all, love it.
Anything with color Mobius makes me happy. I have decided that I much prefer color Mobius to black and white Mobius.
Yeah,
most of the time.
That was a great comic too. I like that one.
Even though I am a huge fan of black and white comics in general, I feel like color, just because his colors are so fucking awesome.
Yep.
He's just
Uh,
masterful with it.
I thought it was really good. There were a couple downers, but not downers. I'm not sure what to think of a visit to Jyväskylä Tech Expo. That seemed like a
Mouthful.
bit of a drag, but I did really like the story, the, how the nightlife in Sisalda. So that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
The
that
nightlife in Sisalda was quite interesting.
he
Um,
writes like if Douglas Adams wrote Ludes. It's
Yeah.
got a very much the same humor as a Douglas Adams
I could see
type
that.
story. I liked it a lot.
What, and I'm going to go a little bit out of order this time, just because this is
Yes, sir.
something that's primarily been one it's primarily been one-page stories until this issue. What did you guys think about 1996?
Mm.
It
I
finally took that major twist to make it all make a little bit, I don't know if more sense is the word I'm looking for. But it gave us more than the random one-page narratives of, oh, this is what they think the future will be, to no, this is all a very specific possibility of the future that we're looking at. Because we got the multiple page story at the end where it's clear that the citizens of the white race may not participate in dangerous or professional sports law from July 9th, 1994. Makes me go, oh, so.
I had not read any of the other 1996 ones prior to this, and so I struggled with this one.
Yeah, no, it's always been one that has been weird because most of it has been more like the first 1996 here, where it's just like a one page where it's like, why are they talking weird?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? And
Dylan,
now
we've read them all, and we still struggle with 1996.
Right. I was gonna say,
right. That's my point. Is with this longer story, I wonder if they're like making a statement about the whole master race paradigm was, oh, you can't dilute the bloodline, but anybody who actually knows genetics knows that mixing genes makes it stronger. Not, you want a sick dog, find yourself purebred, because it's parents are probably siblings, and their parents are probably siblings, and their parents are probably siblings. And I wonder if that's actually kind of what we're seeing here is the future society where that's won out, except not, because
Okay, like you're actually trying to make sense of this, dude, and it's freaking me out a little.
I'm sorry.
What you're saying makes sense.
I'm sorry.
I guess, yeah. Now that sort of how you put that, it does. I didn't really think much about it because
Nope, me neither. I try not to think too hard about it.
everything that, like, again, it's even just like trying to read the dialogue as they do it is just hard.
Yeah.
Like,
it's clearly where they thought that vernacular was going to go in 20 years. This has got a Coke. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean that's the easier
Right.
vernacular to parse
Uh,
out, right? I mean, like
so
sometimes,
yeah, I mean, for the first time ever, I don't just appreciate its art because I've always appreciated its art. It's really great black and white art, but the stories were always just kind of
Mhm.
messed up, but I didn't quite know why or how. And now I'm starting to feel like maybe I know a little bit of the why or how, and I'm like, for the first time, kind of interested to know what might come next.
sure.
So,
It's
yeah,
fucking deep.
I was just wondering if anybody else had picked up on that because
Nope.
No.
I still don't actually know that I think particularly highly of it, other than really, really good black and white art. Just like the words ruin it. I mean, almost every one of them so far would be so much better as a silent comic. Take the words away from this page, and it's like I still wouldn't know what was going on, but that would be kind of cool.
I
Rather
can come up
than
with some ideas.
I
Yeah,
feel like
having
I'm supposed to know what's going on, but
before I started reading the balloons, I because I hadn't read this before or any of these 1996 comics, and I just looked at the art and I was like, damn, this looks like it's gonna be good. And then I started
Mhm.
reading it and I was like, fuck.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I think as much as I made out is at some point he says no man is an island, and then I was like, okay. And that's as far as I could trudge through it.
Right. Yeah. So just thoughts and probably less for this issue than the next time it pops up, but something to throw in everybody's mind. Anybody else have any random thoughts that stuck out enough that we should talk about them before we start going story by story?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. As always, they were super, super smart and started with Mobius because you can't go wrong starting with Mobius,
Yeah, but it's black and white.
which isn't as cool, but it's still awesome. I mean, I remember looking at this page and immediately turning to Kelly and going, because Kelly actually now knows Mobius because we watched there's a great documentary called Jodorowsky's Dune, where it's a study of Jodorowsky was the first one that had the rights to Dune to make the movie. And he had this completely trippy thing, and he kept going out and getting the craziest people. And the first person that he brought in to his team of warriors, as he calls it, what was Mobius to do like storyboards and stuff. And that's how they wound up working together on the Inkle, which really came out of the Dune project. But he wound up roping in Orson Welles and Salvador Dali, and I mean, just completely fucked up. So
Where is this documentary?
I actually think I paid for it on Amazon, but it wasn't that expensive. I forget if it's also part of some streaming package. But yeah, it's called Jodorowsky's Dune.
I would love to read Dune as a graphic novel
There
by
is one now.
but by Mobius,
Oh yeah,
like
that would be
with
pretty
his
cool.
storyboards and his art.
Yeah,
That
I
would
would
be
just love to see the book because they put together
Mhm.
like, I mean, they gave like the most complete version of a film that you could possibly hand to like executives in Hollywood, to all of the major studios when they were looking for funding, and nobody was willing to gamble on it, even though they all thought it looked amazing.
That sounds right. I guess if you want if you want to try and sell something that looks very difficult to film, you give it to Mobius.
Yeah. So I forget the other major artist. There are a couple other major artists because there was a guy that did lots of like sci-fi color covers, and then there was an like a fine artist that Kelly immediately recognized, and I can't remember his name right now. So now it's time for IMDb. That's what we'll do. We'll go look at IMDb.
Good times.
But what since Kelly actually knows Mobius now, is able to say, oh, look at this. The thing about Mobius, is that first panel, just looked like, and Peter, I know, will know this. Matt probably too. So Dillon would as well, but I didn't know them until I married an art teacher. Those wooden humans that you can like bend into different positions so you can get
sure.
Like the first panel just looks like one of those running through the, because at that distance, that's the perfect way to draw it. And it's only when you're closer that so it's got that just evidence that H.R. Geiger was
Yep.
other artists that I was trying to remember. Chris Foss is but yeah. Yeah, this first panel just looks like one of those wood things running. And it's not, and even by the time you see the head, you almost feel like you've got the wood grain. So I feel like he was playing with his model and went, oh, I could work with this.
Yeah, like this panel on the bottom left here, like you can almost see like the joints even in it, like
Right.
how knobby his knees are and his
Right.
hip.
I mean, you can kind of see it up in the top panel too, just much smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I really appreciated that. I don't know why, except that it was cool. And then of course it winds up just being a big robot that they're inside of.
Which actually plays even better to it.
It really does.
Well, I was thinking, like,
Yeah.
because not only are we thinking about this, trying to remember what those things are called, but this little wood doll.
Well, now you have to ask the question: is it a metal robot or a wood robot?
Well, like a while later, it falls apart, and it looks like there's wiring and stuff. I mean, it doesn't say that there's,
definitely.
but there could be.
I wasn't thinking that.
There's definitely wiring inside.
Yeah.
And the way that it's broken, you can see like its head in that one panel after its head falls off. Like it definitely looks like it's metal.
Yeah.
I'm not really, but there's definitely that comparison between the two. And like, it's definitely giving you this idea that this is not actually a person so much as it's a inanimate object.
Right. And how crazy?
Well, I guess not inanimate because it moves, but
I think.
Go ahead.
There is something to be said about how impressive it is that even though it's just a humanoid figure, like there aren't any neck bolts or like antenna or like gauges or knobs or steam exhaust ports. Like just by the way this thing stands, you can tell that it's an inanimate thing. Like it's not a human being. It looks fully human, but somehow the way Mobius has drawn it, the way it stands, you're like, there's clearly something not human about whatever this thing is.
Right.
Feels much more like a mannequin.
Yeah.
Right.
Which might be the name of that thing. I can't remember if they show the name of. Now I'm like, it's itching in my head, so I gotta go.
You gotta go on to Google now.
Yeah.
Our friend Google. I also have to wonder if it's just for heavy metal or what the whole, just won my big fight. Let's make love here and now.
Yeah. That feels very heavy metal of them for sure.
Yeah, Amazon calls it a mannequin.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I felt that was very I don't know if it was just heavy metal, but heavy metal that's a
And
good
I
thing.
and I and I
It's
love
very
how
random.
I mean, first it's like random, and then as long hours pass. So like the mannequin sits in a meditative pose, but then it's just that was nice, very. But now I have to get back to my mission.
Yeah. There's several hours. Well, time to go about our day.
Right.
No time for, post coitus.
No afterglow.
No, after love.
I want to know more about this weird pseudo Batman looking villain on the previous page with his weird tongs that he's got.
Yeah.
Tongs in his ball.
He's got an amazing little just like a
It's a
goofy.
tar high juggler.
Yeah.
It's like a Silver Age Batman villain that I want to know more about.
Like a
I
Batman
don't know.
villain
It's
who's
kind of like a Silver Age Batman.
Yeah, that too. Like a mix
Silver
of
Age Batman villain who mimics Batman.
yeah, those were aplenty. Batmite was the thing.
I mean, he's wearing a cowl.
Yeah, well, the thing that like I also found interesting is just, the fact that they're in this giant robot and they come to the city where the giant robot is about the same size as all these citizens and the uh Batman looking guy. But they themselves are like actually these tiny people in this robot's head.
I
Uh,
don't think I'd actually put that together yet. They are tiny compared to yeah.
Yeah, that's also I also wondered that because so the ball
It's
from
like
the
little
juggler
people.
whacks this robot and its head falls off and they come out of the head, but then like they find doorways and stairs that are the size of them.
Well,
And
but it
so
seems
Haven't you
like
guys
it was
played
where
Zelda
they were
Minish Cap?
going
yeah, the Minish Cap.
wow.
That's all I could think of.
because
Yeah, it's like this
they've got their credit card thing to and talk about foretelling the future.
What a genius system.
I mean, that's like how we open a hotel door now.
yeah, yeah. Um no, I was just yeah, I mean essentially you're talking about like and what's even more interesting is this isn't even the first of its issues. Like this connects back to previous stories that we've read. This is the airtight
The
garage with
third
Jerry
trick.
C.
So
Uh,
there's been two already.
has it only been two? I felt like it'd been more, but maybe it's only been two.
I don't know
I
for
only
sure.
jumped on last issue and I just know that there were two last issue.
I
Oh,
thought
okay.
that was the first airtight
I think that was the
garage.
first one. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
we're still
no,
getting
we've
to
been
know this
building up like this
universe.
whole concept already, and now all of a sudden there's this twist of all these people are actually small compared to like some other race
Right.
of giants.
Stumbled into like a borrower's situation.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'd want to see what happens next after this one. I'd be
Um,
curious.
Then our favorite Den. I did notice the lettering is getting better on Den.
Oh yeah.
There
Yeah.
is still one. This one, the color choice wasn't great, but it's better than it has been in the past. And then where was
Oh,
here.
down here. Yeah.
Here. Save the
He have
Queen.
no idea what's being
Yeah.
said there.
I think it's made love to her and was
Yeah.
killed. But yeah, our favorite human in a fantastic world running around naked with his penis flopping all over. That's how we
Isn't
described
that what you're
it.
trying to play in D&D right now, Ted?
No, I don't have my penis flopping all over.
What do you say now?
Is it securely strapped to your leg or something?
Jesus Christ.
It's a new character. I haven't thought about it yet. Maybe he's a eunuch. Maybe that's
There you
why
go.
he's so dumb now.
That solves all the problems.
There you
Has anyone else ordered the Neverwhere Den Volume 1?
I
That
haven't
just got
yet.
released. I ordered mine because
Did you?
Nate Picos of Blambot lettered it, and I cannot wait to
Oh,
see
so they
what he did
completely
with
redid
this.
the lettering.
Everything except for Corbin's sound effects that he drew.
Wow.
Nice.
So
That's
this is getting
interesting.
like uber professional fucking lettering treatment. I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see it.
Yeah,
I would
I look
be
forward
curious
to it
to
too.
see how the lettering transforms this
The story. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited about it.
Interesting. We get to look at your shopping history now.
Of course.
go. Yeah. I saw some like little plushies. That was definitely Kelly, right? No, it's got to be you.
It might have been purchased for Kelly. Actually,
Patton
no,
Oswald.
okay.
Patton Oswald did the introduction. I see.
Yeah. I might. I don't know if I like Den enough to have the hardcover take up space on my shelf.
For a $10, actually go to Dirt Cheap. Hold on a second. Cheap graphic novels. Cheapgraphicnovels.com. They've got it for $10.
And I'll consider that too, but it was less the money and more the space on my shelf.
I get it. But it's Den. I mean, it never hurts to have Den on your shelf. I'm not telling you to get all the volumes.
Right. But no, what I was checking is, do they have a digital version? And they do. So that's.
Are they going to charge the same price for it too? Sometimes they do that.
I think right now the digital's $15 less than the hardcover.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm not buying it right now. I just added it to my list.
I guess we also already established that it wasn't about the money. So
right. Well, it's not as much about the money. One of the reasons I put the digital on the list before I buy them is unless I reach that point where I want to read it now, I sometimes have it on the list so it's easy to go through and go, ooh, that's on sale, click. That's on sale, click.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I remember that being a lot harder to discern Den and like the colors in it. And I think like even like the colors are a little bit more vibrant, by which I mean like it's easier to read like what's going on in each of the scenes or each panel.
I think Den is his Den has been in I think all 8 issues now.
Yep.
I think Den is the best way to judge how they've been learning about like printing and cropping, editing, whatever, as they go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does.
You know, I mean, they even kind of acknowledge in various letter pages that they're learning and trying to get better at things, you know, because they've got one letter in this issue that's from a creator complaining about like pages getting cut off. And they're like, we're working on it, but our pages are a different size than the pages that you're sending us. So we have to find ways to. But yeah, I don't know if I have any comments on the story itself this issue.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty interesting. I mean, like it follows sort of up on the last issue that you start with. Den had just gotten away from the queen, and the only 2 big snags in this issue. I don't know if big snags is the word for it, but big highlights of this issue is one, he gets away, and then you find out that the guy he went with to go get this artifact from the queen hasn't returned, even though he got the artifact. And so now this guy that he was going to get the artifact for is keeping his girlfriend.
Okay.
Um, and Den's pretty pissed about that, which makes sense. I mean,
It does. Though it also
and then
doesn't take much to get Den pissed.
this is also true. And then Den has a weird dream at the end of it where essentially, like I
He's
think he's
remembering
drugged,
things, kind of.
but he has this weird dream about his uncle. And I don't know if that's foreshadowing or what that
But
will be,
see,
but
this is weird. I saw my Uncle Dan from my other life. Something was happening to him. His appearance changed as he traveled into another universe. But then he's remembering the early story.
except is he? Because he didn't make love to the queen. He made love to I don't remember what her name is.
Okay.
And
I thought he made love to the queen too.
I don't think he did. He became enemies of the queen very quickly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then in the last issue, there was that moment where it was like felt like there was going to be lovemaking, but I think he turned it somehow.
That's possible.
Um, so it's almost like his uncle lived his den first, and now he's living his den again.
Okay.
But
And there are at least 4 volumes of Den.
They got a lot of big comic names to write
4
introductions for
volumes
these things.
announced so far. Well, like with so many things in um so many things in heavy metal,
Pretty seminal to a lot of their careers, I'm sure.
right. You know, I mean, I know like we've talked to Mark Chiarello and he got Mark or Richard Corbin to do an issue of Solo. And was like he loved that he'd gotten Richard Corbin to do an issue of Solo.
Yep.
Actually, we need to have Mark back. We wanted to have him back just to talk about Solo. We talked mostly about Wednesday Comics the last time he was on. Do you know Solo, Dillon? I assume Matt does. Peter might not.
That's one that I haven't actually had any time with.
So
But
Solo,
I know of it.
it's another one. Mark Chiarello had so many crazy, awesome ideas when he was the artistic director of DC, and one of them was a 12 issue series called Solo, where each issue was a different artist, many of them indie type artists. So the first one, everything was drawn by Tim Sale, and then Richard Corbin, and then Paul Pope.
Oh,
then
that looks amazing.
Howard Chaykin, Darwin Cook, Jordy Bernay, Mike Allred, Teddy Christensen, Scott Hampton, Damon Scott, or Damian Scott rather, Sergio Aragonés.
Sergio Aragonés.
Right. And then
I love Rue.
It's got 3 people listed here. So which was actually for this last issue? Brendan McCarthy. So
Kelly Knight.
And they were allowed to use DC characters. They didn't have to use DC characters. So you wound up with some.
The Blue Meanie?
yeah, it looks like
It does look like it. So you wound up with some DC stuff and some not DC stuff.
That's wild.
But yeah, this is the Corbin issue.
Man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
wow.
Tyler and I were talking about someday doing Solo the way we did Wednesday Comics, where we just do an issue a week.
Mhm.
So
Or the Commandy Challenge.
Yeah, that's the other one that we've talked about doing that with.
Yep.
So, yeah. We're doing Black Hammer right now, though. Though we're actually thinking about doing Black Hammer and Astro City concurrently, since they're both essentially love letters to superheroes. We haven't fully made that decision. We did the first library edition of Heavy Metal this week. We always do our what we're thankful for in comics for Thanksgiving. So we've got 2 whole weeks to decide whether we're doing the first Metro book of Astro City next or doing another library edition of Black Hammer. Obviously, as always, you guys are more than welcome to get involved with any of that if you would like.
Oh. Any last thoughts on Den?
I don't really have any more thoughts on Den.
I'm good.
Other than I do really like this quartet at the bottom.
I
feel like the colors aren't quite right, but I think that's on a printing side.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I'm curious about getting.
Feels like it's intentional because it's supposed to be a dream state.
It almost looks like a fade out.
It just feels like, when we were talking to Alex DeCampi and Erica Henderson recently about Parasocial, they were talking about how they talked to Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips about doing the standalone hardcover, and one of the biggest pieces of advice that Sean gave had to do with the colors, where he said you gotta like do it bold because the ink really sinks into the page. I almost feels like this is the opposite, where the page had the ink soak through and they did it too bold. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you try to do a full color print with your printer, only you're using a low paper weight and everything winds up darker than you mean it to. That's what this looks like to me. I think I agree in terms of, I think that the gradation difference is what it should be. I just think that I think that there's more bleed than is intended.
Gotcha.
Particularly because we're looking at a scan of an
I think I
actual book.
understand what you're saying.
They haven't put out like a digital copy.
They are trying to make something different.
The last panel's supposed to be darker than the first panel, but I think all of the panels have more bleed of the color. There should be more distinction than there is.
Oh, yeah, sure. I gotcha.
So I'm curious to see, and I think on the top of the page, the same. And I mean, that's been a problem with Den in general, which, I'm curious about 2 things with the revised editions, and I'll probably wind up buying one sooner rather than later just because I'm curious about it, is both the lettering and the...
I have to hope
the colors.
They remastered the images too.
Right. Well, they might not even have to remaster the images if they have the original.
Right, but my point is, I hope they did something with it because it is too dark in places. Absolutely.
Well, but again, what I mean is, if they're working from the originals rather than from the print, there might not be really any remastering involved, other than we're using more modern printing
technology. Yep, absolutely.
And we're not amateurs, which at this point Heavy Metal staff kind of was.
Yep.
They were both, older school printing, but I mean, Life magazine was already doing great colors, and so it wasn't impossible to do then. Right. It wasn't impossible to do then, but
It's
they didn't
expensive.
have that kind of budget. They didn't have that kind of expertise,
Mm-hmm.
etc. And really, nobody in the United States doing comics did. Right. Because, I mean, it's way higher quality in terms of color palette than a Marvel or DC comic from this period, which was doing like not only strictly four color printing, but with a very limited range of, I forget what they call gradations. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay, with a very
Well, there's
limited,
only so much you can do with halftone screens with the
right,
printing process. I mean, the technology's come a long way.
right.
Um,
So, Bird of Dust, I loved the art.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thought it was great.
Agreed.
The
yeah,
story itself,
Yep.
yeah. I was gonna say is you talk about a lot of times where like just having pictures in comics without story. This is like one of the few times where like I can't like I'm not saying like few times, but this is one of the times where I actually like completely agree with that concept of if they had just left it without words, it
Yeah.
probably would have been a better comic.
yeah, I don't think the words took away from it as much as they sometimes have in 1996,
Definitely.
but they
There's
certainly
definitely
didn't
other
really,
stories that are bigger offenders.
they also didn't really add to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a lot of lofty vagueness that
Right.
sounds existential and spiritual, but like it didn't really drive it anywhere. It's just like,
Right.
look at all this
I
crazy.
mean, it just feels like you can get the same story without the words,
Mm-hmm.
with just the pictures.
Yeah. With also the ability to expand or enjoy more simplicity rather than having all
Yeah.
of the,
Definitely. But no, I definitely
I mean, it's like
appreciate
pseudo
also.
poetry almost is
Mhm.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the art is just amazing.
Oh, it's very good.
I love this page.
That's a good one. I like the page before it was the
Yeah.
Rising Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna call it. I don't know if
And for
I
that
thought the
matter,
same thing.
I
too.
love
Phoenix
just
was the
this
only
top
thing that came
panel
about.
here with the star and the small gut, the zoom out here.
Mm-hmm.
This is really well done black and white.
Mhm.
The slow to sudden reveal that what he's walking on and what he's
Right.
jamming his sword into is a giant space bird
Right.
is super cool.
Yeah.
Like that panel, that upper right panel there of just like the eyes coming into
Yeah.
frame, like that's so cool.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I would have that
I
as a
mean, it feels like the planet that he's on, like because we started with looking at a planet with that star in the distance, right?
Mhm.
And it
I
feels
don't
like
think you are on a planet. I think you're on the
On the
bird's
bird.
back.
Oh,
back to the beginning for a second. Let me tell you what I see. Way back further. You're not at the beginning yet. All right. We have this like spherical thing, right? And we have this star in the distance. Now go to the next page. We still have that star in the distance. We're closing in on this like area where this guy is. And
yeah,
what
he's
I'm
coming
telling
out.
you is not that it's that it's not the bird. I think they're the same thing.
Yeah.
The bird's coming
That's
out of
what I
that.
was trying to say.
Yeah, no, I
This
get
is
it.
and in hindsight, this panel here is the first place that you can start to see the bird.
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I mean, like the whole thing seems very metaphorical to like, this this planet is an egg to a bird
Right.
becoming something. I'm not calling it an actual egg, but essentially. And then at the end, this guy who has, released this bird from into its phoenix-like form, uh, gets ascended in a star and becomes the next new planet.
Okay. I like that. So he like freed the bird and took its place.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I like that reading.
Yeah, it's just trying to take the images and connect them.
No. I mean, and this is another place where like now that I'm not even bothering to look at the words, that makes way more sense than it did when I was trying to read it and make sense of it. I mean, now that I'm reading the words with that in my head, they make more sense towards that. But there was a disconnect when I read it the first time.
Oh, sure. No, I totally understand that. And that, as I said, that's why I like this one particularly. Like I was like, oh, I don't really feel like you actually need the words for this one.
No.
Oh, and you know, it's not easy to make a great silent comic, but a great silent comic is really special.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is the one that came up earlier. Our visit to Jivaskila Technex
A visit to
Nexpo.
Technexpo, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. I'm a sucker for sideways comics, though. I love that.
Yeah.
The sideways page.
Yes.
I like.
I think it's another one where I liked the art better than I liked the words.
Agreed.
I do kind of like. I mean, it's essentially your 31st century auto show.
Mm-hmm.
The Tech Expo.
Yeah, right. It feels a lot like a bunch of ads.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying.
Kind of what like a car show's like when you go around to see prototypes. And
oh, definitely.
There's people announcing the cars, and yeah, this is legit. I like it.
Yeah.
For that matter, you even got your almost Ford.
Ford, yeah, I love that.
Ford.
Your price tag.
$56 million.
That's all. Let's get 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was interesting, but I don't know. For some reason, I was a little drawn away from that one.
Yeah, I like it conceptually. Wouldn't be one that I reread a lot, and it's a little busy.
It
doesn't always bother me.
Yeah. And I just didn't really have it. Like, it's busy without anything to really connect, like parts.
Well,
to it.
and I think part of that is I'm not a car guy, like at all. So,
like, I've never been to a car show.
Even as I realized it's a car show, that it's like, oh, it's a car show. I've got no interest in them now. I don't know why I'd have any interest in them in the 31st century, or whenever we decide this is. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's just ads. You know,
yeah.
as options only. You know, equipped with this or that. Oh, and it's this is lazy. On April 26th, the 56,000th unit left the assembly line at the Detroit factory, but then it's got 56 million.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because that's the price, obviously.
Right. 56 million is the price for the 50.
No, probably what happened is it was translated badly.
Yep, I think so.
Probably.
You know, since the 56 million is in the art,
right?
I'm guessing that they translated wrong when they lettered it, and or just made a mistake and they meant to say 56 million and left off 3 zeros.
Well, human error.
Yeah.
What can you do about it?
How about Blue Terror? I enjoyed Blue Terror. I've enjoyed
Love seeing
everything
it come back.
and Nicole Clavlou.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Blue Terror. This one might have, no offense to Mobius, my favorite art
Yeah,
of the issue. I love the design of this bird.
Oh, you should read the
I
first one he was in.
Yeah, I had no, I wasn't really sure what was going on. But
yeah.
I wanted to get a lot out of this and didn't quite get what I wanted, I don't think, but I
That's
enjoyed the read.
Well, I think this is the third or fourth chapter.
Fourth or fifth.
It's
Yeah.
either
Maybe
fourth or
fourth and
fifth,
fifth.
yeah.
And it's kind of a weird story to begin with.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I gotta say, in our reading of heavy metal so far, Nicole Clavlou is definitely the only artist that I've felt challenges Mobius
He's
in
done
these
some
first
really
8
cool art.
issues.
That's valid.
Which isn't to say that there hasn't been a lot of great art, but I mean it's more a testament to Mobius first and Clavlou second.
Consistently. There might have been someone better in one magazine, but consistently, this is
There have
showing
been
up.
stories that I liked better, but even when I wound up liking a non-Mobius story better, it wasn't necessarily because I thought the art was better.
That's
Does that
true
make
too,
sense?
yeah. It totally does.
But yeah, no, this bird is great.
Yeah, this dark and grumpy bird.
Like that would be an awesome tattoo to get. Because
Who
very
killed
few
the
people
plant
know what it was.
so many issues ago.
And
Yeah,
this
what's his deal? Because he's in there reading the art of life, and he's surrounded by eggs, and then this guy comes in and like, I don't know, starts asking him some questions, and then
That's the first time we've seen the guy, but we've seen this girl before, this one
uh,
from the last page.
All right. So we've seen the bird once before, and we've seen the girl
At least
on the last
twice.
page mostly in every other comic.
Right.
In the first comic, essentially there was this bird and this girl, and the girl got a plant, and the bird killed it because he was envious of the plant for some reason.
Mhm.
Essentially. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, it's an interesting story, and it's kind of fun to read. Like I found it's been really fun to read all the way through. But I'm not gonna say that like I totally understand it because I
Yeah,
don't.
I definitely can't say that I totally understand it. I can just say that I've enjoyed it.
my only guess is that like he's surrounded by the eggs and he's reading the art of life in an attempt
here
to
we
try and
go.
prepare for the hatching of the birds.
So here's the first
broken though.
here's the first story.
The green hand. Okay,
And obviously I'm not gonna go slow enough for you to read it all.
sure.
But like the bird is her housemate and is jealous of the plant. And she can go through, or she gets sucked through a
Jesus.
wall
Okay.
My favorite part.
because that happens.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
See why it's our favorite?
And then from there,
There we go.
we pick up with her, and she's got to
Okay.
find her new dress.
Okay.
And remember when we were like, is this a continuation? I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't think so.
it
Maybe.
took
It's the
it
same
took time
artist.
to figure it out, and then this room, this
I think I had to
This
tell you
restaurant
guys
was
thought it
weird
was a
as hell.
continuation.
Yeah.
and then the garden, and then it even says Fiend. Oh, look at that. It's clearly the one that we like because all of them are open to it right now.
Oh yeah, this was the one. This is the one from last issue. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, this is number 4.
This is
Okay.
the third one.
This was the Alice in Wonderlandy one.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
With this strange little boy.
And then we come back to the bird in the next issue.
And then we come back to the bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because she's gone. So I think the art of living and his sadness, he like misses her.
Mhm.
Well, he was
Fell
sad
through
in the
the-
first one too. He's
Yep.
always been sad.
Just a sad bird,
Right.
really.
Well, yeah. But the first time he was like jealous. And now it's like, where's my lady?
I guess. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the art of living being like, I gotta go figure out how to live so that,
Well, and he actually goes outside.
Guy starts asking questions about candy.
Yeah.
it says no.
What a new brand of candies.
Book any good, readable.
Comes back, and the birds are hatching.
Right.
I missed that part.
He's trying to figure something out, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe how to take care of them.
I mean, maybe they're parents. Maybe this is a Howard the Duck situation.
Oh, that'd
Could be.
So he's trying to figure out how to be a father without mom around. But then, I mean, you've got the closest. I mean, you've definitely got surprise, but there's like some level of happiness or hope for the first time in this last image with the "it's not over yet" as she comes back in.
She had left for a while, so he was a
Well,
jerk.
she fell into the other dimension.
Right, but so the bird in the first issue kills the plant because he's a jealous jerk and he's depressed
Right.
or whatever, and then she disappears through the wall and goes through another dimension, sort of has a journey of self-discovery,
And now
and
she's
then,
back.
like has this adventure, and the whole time he's there like trying to figure out how to take care of these birds, and now he says, "Oh, thank God you're back," and she's
Yeah,
I presume a changed woman.
only I don't remember the eggs until this issue. So
Yeah, I don't think the eggs were
I
there.
don't
from what I saw.
remember the eggs before now either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody said it had to make sense.
No
This is heavy metal, man.
That's right.
birds, yo.
the feet
So now
upon
we
the
have
stomach.
the feet upon the stomach.
Is this Polonius?
Vacationing by the sea.
No.
The adventures of Ludwig Mollusk. Ludwig the happy elf is vacationing by the sea.
Then I would not have gotten that he was an elf unless they had told me.
Yeah.
It's just a dude that goes and falls asleep by the water.
Well, and what I love is the aliens come and they start reading signs. It's like, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that.
Mhm.
You're
I
not allowed
couldn't
to
figure
do
out if it
this
was the
or
same
that.
sign
Know
or
this,
different
know
one.
that. So they leave before they even get to him.
Yeah,
Like, did they
as I
just
said, I couldn't figure out if it was like actually one sign that just had the words on it keep changing, or if it was actually.
Yeah, I
No.
don't know for certain either.
it's gotta be, I mean, it's gotta be different signs, right? They're going around, they're trying to get this smaller one that came off, who I presumed was the translator. They're like, tell us what this shit means. And then
Right.
he's like, I have no idea. And they're like, well, let's get out of here then. I don't know why they left. If they couldn't, just because they couldn't figure out what the sign
No,
said.
I mean, because they came to vacation too, except they can't do anything.
Oh, I see. So they did figure out what the signs say, but they're like, "Oh, we can't do anything here." So let's just
That's what I took from it. Anyway.
that makes more sense. I'm with you now.
That's what it's like. Oh, it's great vacation. What do you mean? No dogs, no swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
And then what
I
is
do
what are
like
the
No
the
fooling
design of all
around?
the extraterrestrials, though.
and then what are the words on the last panel when the guy is sleeping?
No end.
Now, all you young people, come listen to me. When you take your vacation down by the salt sea, if you wish for the gods and the fates to be kind, never mind. So it's like, don't listen to all the signs that telling you can't do
Yeah,
things.
no, I like that.
Just go and do
Yeah.
them, and you're gonna live a good life.
Just do
Yeah, I
what you
didn't pull that
do
together.
what you want to do.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until you said they actually could read the signs. I didn't piece that together, but now I really like this comic. Like if you really,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I think it's a just a silly little.
Yeah.
just it's okay to break the
Where
rules.
the elf is happy because he just came to take a nap,
Yeah.
Right.
Just went for it.
but the aliens are like, what do you mean? No food, no dogs or skin diving,
Guess we'll just leave then and not
or
have
maybe
time.
he is trying to translate and he's just translating it as, oh, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that, because he's not seeing anybody doing this or that. I don't know. But I do agree that, the poem is kind of like, don't let dumb rules stop you from enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Don't let dumb rules stop you from enjoying yourself. I think that's the clearest message from this one, I think.
Yeah. Still like the extraterrestrials. I like how they have all these horns and their horns have like little rings on them. I admire that.
Now we've got probably my favorite comic of this issue. So
It's good.
it's also heartbreaking.
A little bit, yeah.
I just love. I mean, this splash page is just
Yeah.
what Mobius does with color is just so. I mean, I love. There tend to be two types of color. You either have like completely realistic, or you have limited palette, right? Mobius tends to manage to be both fantastical, but also with like
Minimal.
the incredibly varied palette.
Mm-hmm.
Where the color tells you it's not real in that comic book way,
Mhm.
but
But it
not
takes you back to that Star Wars analogy from earlier.
right.
They only had like 12 paints to paint models with, and they made it look amazing. So then when they had budget in the third movie to have 120 paints,
Right.
it didn't make a difference.
Right.
Too many paints. Too many paints.
But yeah, no.
But the next page,
Yeah.
with the girl in the tree, I thought I looked at that, I was like, did Milo Manero draw that?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, it's Mobius.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
I
that
like this
connection.
one too.
Yeah, I love this page. This page is
Yeah.
great.
Especially with how the smoke creates that divide.
Hmm.
Hide shell scorpion.
There's all this amazing, fantastical stuff going on in this weird, wonderful world.
Right.
Mhm.
Which she can then stop with a dance.
Look at that pied-shelled scorpion.
Yeah.
That thing is cool looking.
It is. I mean, Mobius is just genius.
It's got webbed feet for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, it swims too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's probably aquatic as well. An aquatic scorpion. Jesus,
That would be nuts.
no thanks.
I love the juxtaposition of the hot and cold covers,
Mhm.
colors.
Mhm. And then we come to what I could only describe as the punchline of this comic.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I told you that we shouldn't go exploring. Oh, but wait, it's wonderful people in a mythical machine. Bam.
Yeah.
What was all the shooting about? Nothing, your superness. Nothing at all. We're
We just
advancing. Still no resistance from the enemy. Over.
Come from this fantastical place, just get annihilated by the military-industrial complex.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Super sad.
With your boobs out.
With your boobs out.
We have to figure it out.
I mean, it's heavy metal.
It's the only way to
I
die.
mean, obviously the woman has to be a fawn, and the fawn have to not wear clothes except for a small belt with a pouch on it.
Well, I mean, where are you going to carry your stuff?
I didn't
In her
say,
prison wallet.
I
I
didn't say that you
mean,
shouldn't be wearing a belt with a small pouch on it.
if
I
she ran
said,
around naked, she wouldn't be able to carry her stuff.
I think you went in the wrong direction with what I was trying to go for. I know you did it intentionally too, because I know you, but
And then we have the first 1996 that we talked about, which, as I look at it now, this is like the insane asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly's
I mean,
been
I
like
got, I
pulling
kind of
his
got that.
hair.
I kind of got that vibe to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
looks
the
like.
guy
I mean,
on the
they're
sorry,
in,
keep going.
yeah, they're in some weird, like, I'm trying to get the word. I mean, an asylum-looking place. Like a
Well, I
bed.
was mostly just thinking, it's clear that you've got a couple of people who have trouble pulling their hair out.
Right. So in that second panel, I was like, oh, he's got splotchy hair. And the next
Right.
panel, like he's got a big bandage, and so I was like, are those like wounds from like
Yeah.
Maybe the
puncture?
hair's falling out.
And
Yeah.
then doesn't that kind of look like a bucktooth Kennedy?
I was
That's
thinking
what I
that
was gonna ask.
Oh,
Yes.
it looks like a bucktooth.
And that goes back to playing into what I was talking about earlier with,
Yeah.
we've got our completely inbred white society now.
Yeah,
Everybody's a Kennedy.
No, he looks like Carter to me.
A little bit.
All right.
could be. Start conspiracy
Jimmy
that
Kennedy.
Kennedys and Carters are actually related.
I mean,
I
he
like
was
this one
president
a
at
lot
the time,
too.
right?
I loved this next
27?
page
Yeah.
too. This
World Apart was fantastic.
this weird
Yes, but there was
cloaked,
no words.
weirdly hand figure.
And this was a silent comic.
Yes,
That
this
they
First
warned
time
us
it's been
about at the
silent, yeah.
beginning. Tanks against swords.
I love it. I freaking love this comic.
Yeah.
What is
The
it? I didn't
snake
realize this
guy
man
with
had.
the snake
Uzi.
tail.
Yeah, I didn't realize that guy had a snake tail when I first looked through this.
Snake guy with an Uzi.
Yeah.
Bunch of mutant looking guys.
Yeah, this is fucking fantastic. I love this.
It's so much better without words.
Yep.
Dragons and helicopters.
And demons in the background. Don't forget
Yeah,
that.
Right.
like these.
Oh shit, that's a beholder.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
Got some D&D references in there.
D&D didn't exist yet.
Yeah,
77?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have been.
When was
It was, sure as hell wasn't mainstream.
When was D&D invented?
'74.
74.
So it might have even been well, when did the Beholder first get introduced? Is an additional question. Could have been directly influenced by it, or maybe D&D, the Beholder was influenced by this very comic. 75. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a beholder?
That's the original beholder, yeah. Which doesn't look much like that beholder.
Yeah.
So maybe the beholder got inspiration from that.
You know, D&D hired all sorts of artists, including comic artists.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, they did.
here's
Davis
a question.
eventually drew the beholder, and that's what got used more often.
Well, like they probably did that original sketch of the Beholder, and then they hired this heavy metal artist, E. Davis, and said, "Hey, we need you to draw Beholder." And he's like, "I got just the thing. I've drawn one of them before in this little comic that I made."
Yeah, you don't have anything come up when you do a Google of E. Davison.
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah, so
In my head canon, that'll be how it is though.
sure.
Which also doesn't guarantee anything because there were definitely artists in that era who
That were not
used
credited.
pseudonyms to work for D&D and
Mhm.
pseudonyms to work in comics.
Yeah.
So what can we find out about E.E. Davis in general?
He served from 1925 to 1946, says the Arlington. World Apart. Doom Cycle.
Okay, so that's just about this story. See, didn't we have this issue with a I can't remember the story that we wound up not finding anything else from the
Yeah.
Creator except for the one story.
Oh, I remember
And
that. I don't
E.E.
remember which
Davis.
one it was.
There you go. Click on that one there. Oh God. The page for E.E. Davis is too full. There's too much traffic going to that
well, and
one
that's
page of
Amazon India.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Amazon.
4 books, Heavy Metal, August.
But
But to be honest, I also looked up D&D second edition Beholder.
Ed Davis, sometimes credited as
Mm.
E.E. Davis. So
So I
he did
don't
a little bit.
know that was actually
SRI
Beholder.
Publishing. Didn't SRI do some? I don't see him listed on any of them, but I thought SRI had done. I know TSR was the name of the. So maybe not.
Yeah. What I'm slowly starting to parse together in my own web search right now is that I don't think the Beholder looked much like that until like third edition. So
Okay. Because you're going a different direction.
yeah, well the
You're looking up Beholder, and I'm looking up EE Ed Davis.
Yeah. Oh. But it looks like such an iconic Beholder, or at least, third edition Beyond Beholder.
There we go. Okay. So he is the one with it looks like he may have a Kickstarter going right now.
Oh wow.
Though that's at Edward Davis, so who knows? Also, he looks a little young.
Yeah, he
It
looks
does look a
younger
little
than me.
young
So that
for
might be the
sure.
wrong.
Yeah.
Who knows?
DC.
Anyhow, we're on a podcast.
Yes,
So
we are, and people can't see what we're doing.
spending time looking at things and not talking is
Well, I mean, we're
I mean, I
talking.
know like our only viewer is our mom,
Hi,
but
Mom. Mom and John. But yeah, World Apart, the Golden City is just, it's really cool.
Yeah.
it's very beautiful art with a lot of cool stuff going on. There's something that looks like a beholder, might be also kind of looks like a dragon. some weird demon stuff, explosion. Oh, and while that's all going on, there's a helicopter in the middle of the explosion.
Right. Right.
And the dude's face in the mountains melting.
Oh yeah. Don't forget the dude's face in the mountain that's melting.
And these look like they could be like mages or wizards or something.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they're definitely the Red Wizards of Thay. I'm pretty sure, like,
Yeah.
a whole section of D&D was just inspired by this one page.
That's, I mean, when I tell
Does
people
that
about
mean
the
we
page,
can
that
have
will be true.
helicopters in our game now, Peter?
No.
You got to play riffs if you're gonna have helicopters.
That sounds more accurate. Rift sounds like a better system for fantasy and helicopter.
And then we've got our crazy pinup.
I'm incredibly intrigued by this image. I don't know what
I love it.
going on, but I
The
love
doctor at the edge of the bed where all you can see is the feet, and behind them the universe.
it. He looks like the doctor at the edge of the universe. This is what he looks like.
Kind of, yeah.
Like this is where you go when there's nowhere else to go.
He's
Yeah.
just gonna shove that guy out into the universe.
Is it a guy? Is it a girl?
Who knows? All we
Whatever.
can see is the feet.
Yeah.
He's gonna shove that person out in the universe, and that's gonna be the end of it.
I mean, Douglas Adams said restaurant at the end of the universe, but it's really a doctor at the end of the universe.
I mean, is that the man in gray from the nightlife in Cisalda?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't see the disgusting creature, but
I just love it. Time Sep Central did their best, but found it impossible to pry Tempo Not Enoch Mirren's penis from the presumably warm confines of the disgusting thing's presumed sexual orifice.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this reads as if Douglas Adams just wrote a lewd story, and
Yeah.
it's hilarious, and I love it.
Yeah. I like particularly when he starts getting into all of the
The different celebrities.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
nice.
The
I think my favorite. Go ahead.
no, go for it.
I
What
said,
was your
I was gonna say,
favorite?
my favorite part is when Enoch is in this 10 by 10, 20 foot or 10
And
by 10 by 20 foot padded cell, and
he's trying to get
figure
out.
a way to get out.
Yes.
He remembers a story about
Yes.
like how there was this hero in a pit that was like super tall, and there was water coming in, and there were spikes in the pit, and there were snakes, and there was some sort of man-eating creature watching him at the edge of the pit. And that's where they left off in the issue. And then they came back in the next issue, and he just leaped out. And Enoch was expecting this, like, great story, but it's just been, and they were like, it was a mighty leap. Man's lion and freed himself from the pit, overcoming the panther and rushing forward to save the lovely Ariadne from the Aborigines. And you were with him in the cell, like with Enoch in the cell, where you started thinking about this, and then all of a sudden he's out of the cell.
Yeah, like you're reading it, and the whole time you're like, oh, he's remembering this because he's gonna remember how he got out so that he can get out. And then he describes how he got out as if it's this cheap narrative trick, like the writer just like took the easy way out and just wrote some nonsense that he just jumped out. And then like you're realizing that Enoch is on board with what you're thinking, like, oh yeah, this is a terrible, cheap way to get out of that situation. And so anyway, now he's out of the hole, and now he's doing other stuff. And just like it was so funny. That was hilarious. I love that.
I did also like William Shatner because of his deep and profound experience with third world aliens, attempted to communicate with the disgusting thing that popped into existence in his dressing room. He began delivering a captain-like lecture on coexistence, and the Cisaldan, bored, vanished to find a more suitable mate. A few minutes later, a less discerning Cisaldan appeared, and Shatner, now overcome with this good idea, fell on it dislodging his hairpiece. Also loved when he realized that the cockroaches were likely to be the last thing to survive because they were too disgusting even for the Sisaldans.
Hmm.
He was smiling sadly. It had just occurred to him that his only consolation in bearing the knowledge that he had destroyed the human race is that for a little while, in the eyes of the best fuck in the universe, he had been the best fuck in the universe. There wasn't a cockroach in the world who could claim the same.
Now that he lives outside of humanity, like
Right.
that's the only thing he can claim to still be better than
Yeah.
cockroach.
Now that everybody else is being fucked to death, but because the hive mind of the Sisaldan race is aware that he had been separated, they all think of him as bad. They could get hurt if they go to be with him. He's all alone. Well, everything else is going at it.
I was gonna say fucked, but
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a good story. I like this one.
it was a lot of fun. And then somewhere in this chainmail is the part about penises and female staff on the editorial, right?
It was let's see.
So I
So
didn't
far,
have to-
heavy metal is a disappointment. My main complaint is with the ignorant, spineless, sexist content of the rag. Twits, don't you realize women read fantasy too? To a woman, every issue has been an insult. Women are people, dummies. End this sexist, sadistic bull and grow. DD or D Defali
Fallahy?
San
Defally.
Francisco. Have the impression this is a form letter you automatically fire off to all new mags. D3 of HM's 4 editors are women. Regular contributors include Za, Nicolette, Clavalou, and Montelier, all women. We feature enough male nudes to make the mag a favorite with gays for what that's worth. But finally, the magazine is a fantasy and doesn't treat women or men as human beings, but as idealized imaginary characters. If the only thing preventing the passage of the ERA is the big tits on space ladies, it's a weirder world than even we imagined.
That's a great response. I freaking love that.
Yeah.
I don't know who the artist on Candace at the Sea is. Psycho
I'm
Rock
kind
looks
of
pretty
kind of
cool.
interested in Candace of the Sea. I'm wondering if I could like print this out and send it in and still get it. Especially at $3.95, that'd be a great deal.
Oh, that'd be a great deal. Yeah.
I don't think I could get it at $3.95.
No, I imagine it would cost a lot more than that now.
Probably. Especially since I don't think it's like currently being printed.
And it's not where I managed to find most of my bootleg stuff. So yeah,
There you go.
we can hope that it will turn out that it gets printed in heavy metal at some point, like Arzak.
Oh, Arzak.
I'm interested in the Psycho Rock too. That looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I agree with that. That was vaguely familiar. I feel like we read part of that.
Psycho Rock?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
it's possible.
I have to go back and look at the comic I'm thinking of.
Intergalactic biker battle android overlords and the favors of goddess groupies to the sound of punk rock. Actually, yeah, no, I remember that now. There was because I
Yeah.
remember the punk character there.
Yeah, it's all the design for the
Yeah.
males with their like
But it was black and white. It was not
black
color.
and white.
Well,
That's
the
it.
inside is black and white. It says 64 pages in black and white with a bizarre 4-color cover. So there's only the
Yeah, but
color
you
here.
making me
Cover.
look at that character, it triggered it, and I was like, but it was black and white.
Right.
That's why I didn't recognize it.
Right.
Right. And we wrap with Polonius.
Thank God.
Polonius was interesting
It kept being dark.
and
I remember
darker.
being dark last issue, and
But I mean, at least he gave the thing to get the dude out of the trench.
yeah, I have no idea what he gave that guy. A fucking watch,
It's a thing. It says, take this thing.
right?
Carry it with you always. With this, you are free.
But the
No
thing
one
that I
will be
remember
able to
him
bother
like,
you.
being impressed with earlier in the series was a watch, right?
Yeah, maybe. But then everybody dies. Plague.
And then he goes back to
Everybody
die
dies.
with them. At least that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I'm not imagining he's trying to live
I
through
love
that.
that there are ads for Mother Jones, and still one of my favorite sources of investigative journalism all these years later. I liked Master.
Me too, very much.
It was very amusing,
Had a Corbin feel.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
The Master himself was kind of a dick.
No, he
I
was,
think that's the point.
Mhm.
seems like it, yeah.
You gotta love the hermaphroditic twist at the end.
Yep.
And also that, throws her out the women, demon go back to hell, kills himself, and there she is, just enjoying the ruins. It's a hell
Yeah.
of a life.
Very done feel though.
But also, I think that this is another one that it goes against the whole argument of our letter writer.
Mhm.
Because we've got tits and that sort of stuff going on, but the male is made out to be a complete ass.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
The only I mean, I guess there are 3 characters and some robots, but the male is the one that you can't stand.
Oh yeah.
It's
Such
the 2
terrible
feminine characters that are cool.
The Master gives off kind of D. Snyder vibes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And then our first long form 1996 that we talked about earlier. And
Back to
actually makes me
1996.
curious as to what will come. And then
That back image is really cool.
I do like the
Good.
back cover.
Yeah, it is.
The front cover was really good too.
Well, I mean, their covers are almost always great.
This is true.
Whatever, they're all good.
They're all good.
They're always great.
Yeah, I haven't seen one yet that I didn't love.
They're coming.
I'm certain.
I'm kidding though. I do. I like them.
Well, I mean, they're certainly aware that covers are a big deal in selling comics.
Yep. If the cover looks this good, everything inside must look this good.
Right.
I mean, that's simple marketing.
So,
Mm.
any final thoughts?
I almost wonder if there's a psychology behind like the cover of like if you start with a cover and like you have like this idea in your head of like cover looks like this, even if you go in and like you're looking at black and white stuff, like you have like this extra like sort of like mental image to like sort of add to it, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm curious about it.
the general, I mean, for most modern comics, typically the aim for a cover is to give an idea of the story and the tone that's inside. And so it does work as kind of an appetizer. Like in like the Silver Age and stuff, like there would be comic covers that basically were missing panels from the story. Like there's covers with word balloons, and like there's descriptions
Mhm.
on the covers and stuff. And so like, but then like as things went on, like the covers no longer had to actually be realistic to what was in the story. It just had to have the same kind of vibe. So if it's a horror comic, like just have some crazy scary thing on there, maybe with the characters that are featured in it. But to your point, Peter, I think that's definitely something in comics is the cover sort of does work to prime your expectations for what's to come in the story.
Not necessarily like books. So
Right. Gotta judge a book by its cover sometimes.
so we got ongoing, our ratings of favorite ongoing, favorite story, and then favorite panel,
Panel, yeah.
which is why we're all being a little bit
I'm
quiet
sorry.
because
I'm thinking of it. I was
Tad's
letting you
working his
guys
way
talk.
on starting to set it up. So
No, I got it set up. I was letting you guys talk.
oh no, you're good.
Then you stopped talking. So
Where's
ongoing. My favorite ongoing is the Ja and Clavaloo. I'm really interested in where that story's going. Our bird and our girl and
Yeah, I
our
think that might
eggs
also
and
be
our
mine.
yeah.
Really
I
like
like
that
that.
one, and I think I've had that as my favorite ongoing in a lot so far. But I think for this issue, my actual one that's really got me enticed on the edge of my seat is the airtight garage of Jerry C. I want to know what's going to happen next, especially with like the
Mm.
fact that essentially all these people that we've been following are these tiny people, and they're the
Hmm.
civilization of giants.
Yeah, they're all borrowers, and we didn't even know it.
Yeah,
Right. That's fair.
I mean, it does look like the last issue, the White Knight one, the same one was my favorite ongoing.
Yeah.
Most of us.
I think everybody but Matt.
Ongoing Den for sure.
Yeah, you're going with Den again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My story is Ballad. The color Mobius. I love
really
that
like
one.
Ballad. It's an easy pick. But
I
between
mean, World
that,
Apart comes awfully close.
yeah, I was gonna say it's between that and Bird of Dust for me.
And yeah, Bird of Dust comes awfully close.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm going World Apart for my favorite story.
I'm having a hard time
Oh, and
what
I guess, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Don.
between what's the nightlife like and what was the beach one? I forget.
Oh, I'm right on it. Let me find the
What
name
was
of
that
it.
one
The Feet
called?
Upon the Stomach.
Beat Up on the Stomach, yeah.
Yeah. Because like
Well, I think we have to separate out the pros. So if you're
okay,
Oh yeah.
debating between those two, you should go Feet Up on the Stomach.
I'll go feet then. I like the simplicity of the message in it.
Yeah.
It was a very simple story, but it was really effectively told. Now,
Yeah.
once well, I guess
Once it
you opened
clicked.
my yeah, once it clicked, it was there, and
Yeah.
it was good.
Well, I mean, honestly, it was when Bird of the Dust clicked for me that it started to give Ballad a run for its money. That's one of
Yeah.
the reasons that I love like the fact that we're book clubbing heavy metal is all of these are such complex stories that it's great to hear 3 or 4 takes on them
Yeah,
Love
soon
that.
after reading them.
I
Yeah,
agree.
definitely.
So, Peter, favorite
It's
story.
still really hard between Ballad and Bird of Dust. I think I'm gonna go with Bird of Dust just to add it
And
to the
and
list.
we'll have possibly for the first time everybody picking different stories.
Hmm.
Possibly.
I can't remember. I'd have to go back through all of the other notes. I think my favorite panel is going to be from Bird of Dust.
Yeah, same. That one when the bird's eyes first show up.
Okay.
That's me.
I think for me, it's a couple pages later. It's the montage
Hmm.
panel. So now that I get it more, it might actually be him closing into the abyss. So I might actually go 25 rather than the montage. But you're the eyes on page 21. Which people it's totally worth reading. Just if you can track this down. It's like serpent eyes. You can just see from like the bottom of the eyes up as he's plunging the sword into the top of the head.
It's so cool looking.
You know.
It's the oh shit moment of the story.
Yeah. Peter, Matt.
You want my favorite panel?
Yep.
Go back to your contents page. That's it.
The top of the contents.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and that actually is the
The way it's cropped, it's like Dragon's Lair, Dirk the Daring, but done anime style.
Right.
I want to read that. That looks awesome. That's what I think when I see that, and I love it.
Mm.
and honestly, mine correlates to that because mine's the page that's on. It's the uncropped version, but
That one was a close second for me too. I think just that whole page, because that whole page is
It's amazing.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. I really like all the everything that's going on now.
So for you, it's the
Page 49, the spread.
like the creature design of the scorpion.
surprised that none of us chose panels from Blue Terror, just because we almost
There were a
always
lot of
wind up
good panels
choosing at least.
there.
There's so many good panels in that,
Yeah.
but
really
we're also
is.
choosing great panels. So I'm not like shocked.
It's a hard one this
Yeah.
issue. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
artistically, this issue was really ridiculously good.
Yes.
but yeah, page 49, the full spread is the one I go with because I like how in the background you got
Yeah, I really like the balancing of
The color
colors
in
and
that one,
scene
yeah.
here.
you got like your background where she's on the tree,
Right,
and then the foreground, and the background is all blue, and then the foreground
Right.
is red.
right.
It's the creature, snarling
And
at
I
the
could have gone with the next page too.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, actually, a lot of those pages in that one that I could have gone with. I was looking
Yeah.
at 47 as well, where you have that smoke divide of the top and the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one's really good.
I was thinking about that one partially just because of the smoke divide and the color divide, right?
Well, and it's totally worth going back and reading Mobius on Blueberry and some of his early Western work. I mean, because he's a genius then, working as Jean Girard, his real name, and he took on Mobius because he felt like it was more sci-fi, and that was the name he used for his sci-fi fantasy work. And he just explodes in terms of his storytelling creativity. I mean, I love Blueberry. The art's amazing. But it has much more traditional page layouts, much more traditional, or at least early Blueberry. I haven't read all of it yet.
Yeah, but I think page 49 is the perfect example of why Mobius is better with color.
Yeah.
Like, that's a masterpiece.
But see, I mean, here's Blueberry, and it's gorgeous. But it's pretty traditional page layouts.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, European traditional more than US traditional, more panels per page, more willingness to have
lots of dialogue.
Well, more willingness to have lots of dialogue, but also more willingness to have non-uniform, they're not working in a strict grid, but they still are mostly box-like panels. There's not as much playing with
smoke
telling
and
stories,
form.
right?
Yeah.
Sure.
There's not quite as much playing with form. Again, he's still brilliant, and his colors are brilliant in the more realistic comics as well. But when he started doing his sci-fi, and he really felt willing to like seriously spread out what he did, yeah, it went to a whole other level, at least to me.
Definitely.
Just scanning through to see if I have any non-Western, non-sci-fi. I don't know if I do. Oh, who did he draw?
You're right.
All right, guys, I gotta go. It's 10 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ditto.
So,
All
all right. Well, everybody have a great night. It was very fun. If you get a new calendar invite, it's just because Zoom has finally changed it so that they will rather than just having a separate thing down at the bottom for recurring meetings, I can have them show up multiple times in my in Zoom.
Yeah.
But it'll send out a new invite when I do that. And
cool.
Then rather than having to, I'll cancel the old one. I haven't done that with all of my recurring meetings yet, but we actually meet regularly enough. And of course, our viewers don't really need to hear all of this, but we like to show them how the sausage is made. For Dillon, Matt, and Peter, this has been the Heavy Metal Book Club on 22 panels, and we will see you after the next page.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22 Panels Podcast.